The following is a presentation of Muddy River Sports.
Welcome to another episode of Schuck on a Truck. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out on the tailgate with the dreamy one. Culver Stockton College women's soccer coach Tyler Tomlinson, all around fabulous dude, director of communication. What is your official title when it comes to the academic world at Culver?
Ooh, I am a lecturer of communication and media coordinator.
That's a long title.
Yeah, I don't put all that in the email. Yeah,
Do you just put dude?
yeah, just like call me. I'll get it done.
Well, we're sitting here on the Mississippi riverfront as we talk today, but obviously you got to go over to the hill here shortly and do some stuff. How's life over on the hill?
Life on the hill is great. It's great. Really enjoyed this semester so far. We got a really good group of kids. Yeah, man, I can't complain so far.
Well, obviously you're a few weeks into your season now, starting to kind of get the rhythm of the season going. I know you have a very young team.
Yeah.
Like maybe the youngest you've had?
Yeah, I think so.
How much of a challenge is that to get them up to speed and understanding the college game?
Honestly, more than I thought it would be.
Okay.
It's good for me though. I've been challenged every day I go to work. It's challenged me to reframe my thinking, reframe my approach to teaching. I know we kind of joke about, hey, you're in the classroom and all this, but the field is a classroom, and so, I've had some talks with my assistant coaches, and I thought communication was a strength of mine, and I don't know if it is this year anymore. So it's been really, it's good for me, and I need to accept it that way. So yeah, we were pretty advanced with our system of play and everything like that, and with so many new kids, I realized it won't click right away.
Okay.
It can't be advanced day one, and so we've actually scaled things back to try to make it more palatable and simple for the kids.
Now that you're a few games into the season, are you starting to see the progress that they're starting to see how the system needs to work and what you expect?
Well, it's actually the opposite. I'm starting to realize we need to make it simpler.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so it took games for me to see that. It was my mistake. Hey, we can just play the way we've always played with all these young kids, and we can't.
Okay.
And I'm okay to admit that.
Yeah. Well, some of your best teams come about as through progress, through figuring out what works, what doesn't, that this team can't play the system, or at least at the level you have had it the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So it's progress.
Absolutely. And I've learned a lot, I was lucky to have the job I had with you before this and get to every day talk with coaches. Right. And so you see some coaches that are so stubborn in their ways, and then they start losing and they won't change because, hey, this is how I do it, right? And then, I remember one coach was like, it was a basketball, I always play man-to-man no matter what. Zone is a gimmick. And then they lose 3, 4, 5 games in a row, and everyone's like, your team is actually made up for a good zone defense. And next thing you know, oh, maybe I should do it.
The best coaches are the ones who adapt.
Yeah.
If you again, you got to have your own set of beliefs, and you got to have your system that you want to run. But if you don't adapt to what you have, or what if you have an injury? What if you have, a myriad of things that could go wrong, whether it's high school or college level. If you don't adapt, you're failing your kids.
Yeah. Did you think we were going to get this deep?
No, I didn't. I really didn't. But I love it, because I think so many times when we sit and do these type of interviews, or we sit down after a game, it's about who scored the goals and who did this and who did that. It's, again, we're all people.
Yeah.
So understanding that, hey, we all fail at times. We all have to learn. It doesn't matter what our age is. We're getting a little older now.
That's right, we are.
But it doesn't matter if you're 16 or nearing 50. I know. But you still have to adapt. You still have to learn. And I think that if your kids see you adapting, they're going to be more apt to adapt.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the growth process that we're in right now, and I'm not afraid to admit that. And I have really been afraid of the words like rebuilding, because we've never really been bad.
No.
And I'm not saying we are, But you know, like everyone's
Well,
like, "Oh, you're so young. You're so young. So you guys are rebuilding." And I'm like, I don't know.
Well, the
I don't like
word
that word.
rebuilding comes about because you've failed.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this didn't work. This, all this. So we have to rebuild. No, usually it's retool, reload, are the kind of words you want to hear.
Right. And so like I've stayed away from those words, and you know, like we're below 500, and we're like 1-2.
Yeah, I say you're only 3 games into the
right,
season.
and it's like the first time in 2 years that we've been below 500, and all this stuff. I'm very proud of that stuff. But it's a challenge, I think, to our team that we can, and I'm realizing too now, like our schedule is tough.
Yeah.
Like we set up our schedule
and not just your conference.
No, like our out of conference is super tough, and the more that we've improved, then the better teams want to play you, right? So now every time you go out, you're playing better teams than what I was 5 years ago.
Right.
And so that's a challenge too, that you're going to get everybody's best when you're playing well all the time, and that's a good thing for our program.
When you're adapting, when you're retooling and doing the things that the Culver program is doing right now, how much does it help to have a bona fide experienced player like KJ and Christian Janin?
Well, it makes me feel comfortable because you can rely on someone.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're running a good program and you have a good team, there's always somebody that you can rely on, and not just off the field, but on the field. This is where she really is helpful. You know, if we need a goal, she can go score a goal. If we need her to make a play defensively, she can make a play defensively. And so, you know, KJ is just one of those kids, and she's won, like, you know, off the field, every scholarship contest, you name it, like she's got it, you know, and so I always say, like, we're lucky to have her at Culver more than we're just lucky to have her on the soccer team. Like, we're reaping the benefits, but the school reaps the benefits of her presence and what she can bring as a human. So we're lucky.
And the one thing I've noticed about you and your program over the years, and you mentioned her and her academic side and her being part of the Culver community, is that's the kind of kids you bring in, and the kind of kids you relate to are the kids who want to be a part of the Culver community. Yeah, they're here to play soccer. They're getting some scholarship money to play soccer and all those things, but they want to be part of the community, and they want to do things beyond the soccer field.
Yeah.
How important is that piece when it comes to recruiting?
I think that's why kids choose Culver. We have an authentic college experience at Culver Stockton, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I was talking to an athletic director at another college the other day, and he said, in a big city, and he said, I think we have between 30 and 40% of our students live on campus.
Okay.
I said, that seems low.
Yeah.
And then he said, I said, what about women's soccer? Ooh, I don't know if we have any. They all they all commute. They all live in an apartment. Wow. Meanwhile, for us, last year we were at 100%.
Yeah.
100% of our kids lived on campus, and so just there, culturally, we're different.
Yeah.
You know, and that benefits our team. We're around each other. We know each other very well, which always is a good and bad thing.
Right.
But I ultimately it's a good thing.
Well, especially because Culver is in such a small community in Canton, you need to have that bond on campus. Because fact of the matter is, and this is no knock, I think Canton's a great small town, but there's just not a lot to do for a college kid outside of campus. Right. You've got the riverfront and things like that they can go experience and stuff. So if they don't bond together, if they don't find the campus life, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. So our job is to, promote investment, right? And get involved. We have a lot of kids in Greek life. We have a lot of kids in their student organizations through their major. Almost, like 75% of our kids have a campus job. Wow. So when you say community, like it's its own community, and our kids, and that's why if you look at our roster, it's not just kids from St. Louis. It's not just kids from Springfield or Kansas City. Like, it's the whole nation, because we'll have kids that want that experience of community and authentic college life, and Culver does a great job providing that.
Does that give you a sense of satisfaction or make you smile then when you drive onto the campus each day for work? Do you have that feeling? Okay, we all have those days where you don't want to go to work. Let's be honest. We're not going to joke around and say every day is.
I'd rather be on the beach, but yes, I have to go to work sometimes.
In the lingo of one of my favorite lines from a coach, it's not all bunnies and rainbows.
Right.
But do you get that feeling when you go to the Culver campus? It's like, this is a great place. You kind of smile when you're on campus.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have moments where I'm driving around and I do smile, but I lived that experience. Like,
Right.
I'm a Culver Stockton graduate. I lived that experience. I have given back to my college. I know what those kids are experiencing, and if they're invested, I know what they can get out of it, so I know what it means. So that's valuable, yeah.
What else is happening on the Culver campus right now? I know you're so ingrained in soccer, but you're teaching and stuff.
Yeah.
What cool things are happening over there that sets Culver apart?
Well, I mean, number one, and to me, we already talked about the number one thing that sets us apart, right?
Okay, yeah.
You know,
That was we're taping this on the riverfront. That was a really loud truck.
This isn't a neighborhood. I can't even yell that line at these people when they drive by. But so our travel study is very unique.
Okay.
And so we go to class for 12 weeks, and you only take about 4 classes.
Right.
Then you take 1 class for 3 weeks, and in that 3-week session, your class can leave the classroom because there's no other classes they have to attend.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, for example, in the spring, we had several of our kids, they went to a class, and it was Environmental Science of Iceland. That's the name of the class. So the teachers, the class, they all went to Iceland, and I got to see like a video presentation of the trip. What an awesome class.
That's
I'm like,
cool.
and ironically,
I would love to have taken that class.
I know we didn't get that luxury.
Yeah,
you and
no.
me. So we had a player that committed to us from Iceland.
Because of the
No.
No? Okay.
Just randomly.
Yeah.
And so our kids found her in Iceland, and they met up and hung out, and so yeah,
Wow, that's
the
really
whole class
neat.
was there. So that was kind of a cool twist to that. But so Culver offers probably 7-ish to 8-ish international longer classes
Okay.
that you can take, and our kids
That's
eat it up.
really awesome.
And so it just really sets us apart. We're like one of 2 schools in the nation that has that approach to learning.
Do you have any of your communication classes that travel?
No, I don't have time. Maybe we'll go to Chicago.
You can come to the Muddy Buddy studio sometime.
We've talked to Bob, and he's done helped us a lot. So, yeah, but no, I don't get to. I'm not in Belize and Guatemala with the science classes typically. I'm usually recruiting.
Now, as a coach and a family man, obviously you got a daughter who's what, 2nd grade?
Yeah.
How much fun is it to have her around your kids, around your players?
Oh well, she loves it. You know, she's just taken an interest in the last year into soccer.
Okay.
So I'm still kind of feeling that whole process out. I was just a dance dad before this.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, so the girls love her, and they take her in right away. You know,
That's
like
cool.
we showed up the other day, and they were doing some stretching and stuff, and they got Desi right in the lines, and she was having fun in the lines, and
That's cool.
You know, but then she gets bored quickly.
Okay.
You know, her focus isn't there. You know, so she wants to play on her iPad.
She's in 2nd grade.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
what. But
But
they
the
take her
fact
in
that
well.
you can take her with you to a practice
Yeah.
or on
she's
game
been some
day.
Yeah, she's been on some road trips.
Yeah,
she eats Jimmy John's with the kids.
There you go.
You
I
know,
mean,
whatever she's got to do.
and you know what? She's going to remember that stuff.
Yeah.
Down the road, those are going to be memories she'll treasure.
And I'm grateful for those. And any extra time I can spend with her, especially during season, God bless my wife and kid, and all the coaches know that. You know, we're grateful for that stuff.
Well, I know we're knee deep in soccer season, and my cohort on the Muddy River Breakdown, Don O'Brien,
Yeah.
has become Mr. Soccer,
Yeah, I've noticed.
Mr. EPL.
Yes.
Who is your team? Who is your professional team that you follow?
It's gonna sound bad, but I'm a Manchester City fan.
Okay. Why does that sound bad?
Well, because people think I'm some bandwagon guy, and I'm like, well, first of all, I've been a soccer fan longer than you have, most people.
Yeah.
So we were not good. Manchester City was not good.
Right.
They were the poor man's Manchester United, and we were like Where's Waldo socks, and people made fun of us, and you know, and then it's not my fault that an oil tycoon bought the team and now they're good.
Yeah.
So, but they're very fun, and I enjoy watching them play. And that's my team. And Don and I have been recruiting people on Twitter together.
I've seen that.
We're assigning teams to people
He
based on their.
keeps telling me I need to pick a team. I've never picked a team. Never.
Well, I think what we need to do is we'll get you on Twitter, and you can just kind of describe how you are as a fan.
Okay.
And then we'll try to match you up with the team. We talked to some of our English people. That's what we did.
Okay.
With a guy on Twitter recently. He said I feel like I need the scummiest fans out there. So we did some research.
Okay.
And we found out that West Ham has the scummiest fans. And
Interesting.
so this guy's like, I'm a West Ham fan.
That's cute. Now I'm thinking, what?
So we're gonna have you boxed in with a personality type as a
Okay.
fan, and then we're gonna assign you to
So
a
you're
team.
gonna okay.
And you're gonna say, like, okay, that's my
That's,
match.
That's my match. Okay, we'll work on that.
And I'll work on some of my English. We have a lot of English soccer players
Right.
over at the school, and they
Yep.
usually help me out with the fan bases. So
Okay.
we'll get you in. What do you think who would he follow?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What was his? Because he was a loyal fan.
Yes, it would have to be so very passionate and very loyal. There are very
And then a little weird,
a
right?
little off the cuff.
a little off the cuff.
You know, I think So, that's a good
So
question.
we'll have to find out his.
I'm sure if you talk to the English guys and you describe it that way,
They
we
have-
can come up
they
with
have one, yeah.
yeah.
I like it.
And,
We
and
can
he
do it.
would.
I was reminded of him today. We had some people over to watch the NFL kickoff. Good game last night. And I remember he got too excited one day at one of my parties, and he just threw his wheelchair in reverse, and he blew up our Glade plug-in. Just exploded. And he felt so bad for like weeks. He felt
Yeah.
bad about it, and I'm like, I don't really care. It's okay. Well, you got excited and you ran into the Glade plug-in.
I every time I see the Cardinals on, first thing I think of,
Big fan.
and I stop and watch for that reason,
Yeah,
even if I don't like them.
they're good. They're better than when
Yeah,
Hooch was around.
yeah. So, good memories though.
Good memories.
Great memories. Thanks for doing this.
I've
Fun to talk Culver. Fun
I love it.
to talk soccer, and we're gonna get me an EPL team.
That's our mission.
That's the mission.
Help out.
And we'll let you know. We'll let you know.
It's gonna be a big announcement.
There will. We'll make it big. Maybe we'll have Tyler join DOB and I on the Muddy River Breakdown sometime.
Let me come in and we'll discuss the English Premier League and get in Schuck a team.
Sounds great. Thanks for hanging out on the tailgate.
Thanks, buddy.
It's been fun. This has been another episode of Schuck on a Truck. Culver Stockton. I almost slipped up there.
You
Culver
did.
Stockton College women's soccer coach Tyler Tomlinson. I'm Matt Schuckman. Join us again next time for another episode of Schuck on a Truck.
Muddy River Sports. Our home, our sports.